is set at 6. This committee is now in session. Are there any points or motions on the floor? Delegate of China.
Delegate of the People's Republic of China would like to raise the motion to roll call vote.
Delegate, that motion is in order. All those in favor? All those against? This motion clearly passes.
People's Republic of China,
Present and voting.
United Kingdom,
Present and voting.
Suriname.
Absent.
Delegate, you cannot say absent.
Present.
Russian Federation,
Present.
Republic of India,
Present.
Mexico.
Present and voting.
The floor is now open to any points or motions. Delegate of Suriname.
The delegate of Suriname would like to raise a motion to set the agenda as to whether pizza should contain pineapples as a topping or not.
This motion is now in order. Can we have 2 speakers for and 2 speakers against? Delegate of China and Delegate of Suriname. Those delegates who wish to speak against? Delegate of Mexico, Delegate of India. Delegate of China, you now have the floor of the House.
The delegate of the People's Republic of China believes that the inclusion of pineapples on pizza is a strongly divisive topic because it makes enemies of family and friends every single day, and therefore it should be addressed in today's agenda.
Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of Suriname, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Chair. The delegate of Suriname believes that pizza topping is an important part of world debate, and it determines whether a customer is satisfied or disappointed with pizza, and hence should be discussed in this committee.
Thank you, Delegate of Suriname. We will now have 2 speakers against. Delegate of Mexico, you now have the floor.
The delegate of Mexico believes that pineapples are irrelevant to the world. They're inanimate round objects that no one cares about. The type of pasta that I have is a much more divisive topic. So the topic should be the supremacy of fusilli and not about pineapples.
Thank you, Delegate of Mexico. Delegate of India, you may now begin.
The delegate of India has the opinion that the inclusion of paneer in pizza is far more a relevant topic of discussion. India is going to be a global power, and its contribution in the form of cottage cheese must not be ignored, and hence today's agenda must cover the same.
Thank you, Delegate of India. We will now enter voting. All those in favor of setting this agenda, please raise your placards. All those against? This motion clearly passes. The agenda is now set to whether pizza should contain pineapples as a topping. Are there any points or motions on the floor?
Yes, Delegate.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes, Delegate.
I would like the fan switched on, please.
Yes, Delegate, the fans will be switched on. Logistics. Open for any other points or motions. Yes, Delegate of UK.
The delegate of United Kingdom would like to set the motion to open a general speakers list.
Delegates, please note all speakers in the GSL are allotted 1 minute and 30 seconds exactly. That motion is now in order. Thank you, Delegate. Thank you, Delegate of UK. We will now enter voting. All those in favor of this motion? All those against? This motion clearly passes. Please raise your placards if you wish to be added to the GSL. Delegate of Russian Federation, Delegate of India, and Delegate of Suriname. The rest of you who wish to participate, please send it in writing to the dais.
The Delegate of the Russian Federation, you now have the floor.
The delegate of the Russian Federation strongly believes that pineapples ruin the integrity of pizza and the extra sweetness tarnishes the taste of the pizza. The delegate of Russia believes that pineapples may one day tear countries apart.
Thank you, Delegate. How would you like to yield your time?
I would like to yield the time to one question and one comment.
Delegate of Suriname.
Thank you, Chair. Delegate of the Russian Federation, there have been reports that your excessive use of cholesterol and alcohol-laden substances in your pizzas are the main causes of tarnishing the original flavors, such as gin ice cream topping. What would you have to say to this?
The delegate of Russia believes that the fast food industry has revolutionized the manner of food we consume, but has also increased obesity globally. However, the delegate of Russia believes that while this is an issue, it is irrelevant to the fact that the sweetness does in fact tarnish the flavor of pizza.
Thank you, Delegate of Suriname. Delegates, we will now be looking for a comment. Yes, Delegate of Mexico.
The delegate of Russia said nothing but utter bullshit and was a total waste of time.
Delegate, please refrain from being unparliamentary and maintain decorum in committee. Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of India, you now have the floor of the House.
The
Delegate of Russia, you may take a seat.
The delegate believes that together paneer and pizza can save the world from all conflict and strife. The delegate
Thank you,
also-
Delegate of India. Your time has elapsed. The floor is now open to points or motions. Yes, Delegate of Mexico.
The delegate of Mexico wishes to set a motion to suspend formal debate and start a moderated caucus.
Delegate, you must specify topic and time for caucus and also the time per speaker.
Apologies, Chair. The delegate of Mexico wishes to set a motion to suspend formal debate and start a moderated caucus on the topic how pineapples are not integral to pizza, setting 5 minutes to the caucus and giving 1 minute to each speaker.
Are there any points or motions on the floor? Yes, Delegate of UK.
The delegate of United Kingdom would like to start a moderated caucus on the topic preserving the original taste and flavors of pizza for total time of 15 minutes, allotting 45 seconds per speaker.
Thank you, Delegate. Are there any other points or motions on the floor? Seeing none, and since the motion set by the Delegate of UK is more disruptive, it shall be voted upon first. All those in favour? All those against? This motion passes. All right, Delegate of UK, the floor is now open to you. Please proceed.
The delegate of United Kingdom strongly believes that pineapple ruins the original flavor of pizza and sweetness, as the delegate of Russia stated, is completely lost. In order to preserve the integrity of the pizza, we must ensure that pineapple is unused.
Thank you, Delegate of UK. Delegate of Russia. Delegate of Russia, you are now recognized.
The delegate of Russia believes that cheese and olives are the original taste of pizza, as they originate from Italy. The delegate of Russia is of the opinion that jalapenos are also an original flavor because you can never go wrong with jalapenos. The committee must come together to make a list of ancient original flavors and make sure the UNHRC proceeds to preserve these flavors for pizza lovers everywhere.
Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of Suriname.
Thank you, Chair. The delegate of Suriname would like to point out that pasta is the best food in the world, and the whole country of Suriname is devoted into making penne the
Point
international.
of order.
Yes, Delegate of India.
The delegate of India would like to point out that the delegate of Suriname is going off topic.
Point well noted, Delegate. Delegate of Suriname, please remain on topic.
Apologies, Chair. The delegate would just like to point out that just like pasta, the flavor of pizza must develop over time. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of China.
The delegate of China believes that it is necessary to innovate and explore new flavors to break the monotony. The introduction of pineapple as a pizza topping helps bring in diversity and would also encourage the introduction of other exotic toppings, improving taste, which can only be a good thing.
Thank you, Delegate of China. Using the chair's discretion, the time for this moderate caucus is now elapsed. Are there any other points or motions on the floor? Yes, Delegate of Mexico.
The delegate of Mexico wishes to convey this is the most stupid thing that we've ever talked about.
Delegate, please maintain decorum and note that you will be censured if you speak out of turn again. Are there any other points or motions on the floor, delegates?
Point of parliamentary inquiry.
Yes, delegate.
The delegate of China would like to know the majority required for censuring a delegate.
A simple majority is required, delegate.
The committee will now return to the general speakers list. Delegate of Mexico, the floor is yours.
The delegate of Mexico believes that the delegate of India is crippling the pizza industry and bringing India's crude food traditions into the picture and thereby ruining the global standard for pizza. The delegate also believes that India must be placed under sanction to prevent these atrocities.
Delegate of India.
The delegate of India would like to raise the right to reply.
Delegate of India, please submit your grievance in writing. It shall be considered by the dais. Delegate of Mexico.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes, delegate.
May I please drink water?
Yes, delegate. Delegate of India, you will have 30 seconds to justify your grievance. Delegate of Mexico, you will have 30 seconds to defend your stance. Delegate of India, you now have the floor.
The delegate of India feels deeply hurt by the callous words of the delegate of Mexico and believes that Indian cuisine is one of the best in the world. The delegate of Mexico has made an unnecessary accusation that are not founded on any actual basis and thus insulted the national pride of India.
Delegate of Mexico, you now have the floor in the House.
And the delegate of Mexico stands by his statement. The Indian cuisine is completely revolting and is destroying the taste of pizzas worldwide.
Delegates, this committee will now enter voting on the right to reply. All those in favour? All those against? This motion clearly passes. Delegate of Mexico, for unparliamentary behaviour, you are gagged for a period of 5 minutes.
The floor is now open to any points or motions.
Yes, Delegate of Russia.
The delegate of Russia would like to suspend formal debate and enter into a moderated caucus on the topic replacement for pineapples without losing its twist on the flavor of pizza.
That motion is now in order. Are there any other points or motions on the floor? Seeing none, we now enter voting. All those in favor? All those against? This motion passes. Delegate of the Russian Federation, would you like to speak first or last?
The delegate would like to speak first.
Please note, delegate, if a delegate opts to speak last in a moderated caucus, they cannot speak in the moderated caucus until the final speaker. Delegate of the Russian Federation.
The delegate of Russian Federation believes that pineapple has a rather overpowering flavor and suggests against its usage. Despite believing that it is pertinent to preserve the original taste of pizza, the committee and the Russian Federation must realize that times are changing and there is a need to improvise, not just to cope with times but also to adapt with varying culinary cultures. The delegate believes that usage of tomatoes would be a good idea.
Thank you, Delegate of the Russian Federation. Delegate of China.
Delegate of China believes that it isn't just acceptable to stick a few ingredients into pizza, and it is necessary to introduce toppings like pear and potatoes, which would really accentuate the flavor of the pizza but not deteriorate its essence.
Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of Suriname.
The delegate of Suriname feels like she said some very cool stuff. However, I believe that adding potatoes to pizza is a bit lame and we should go with something crunchy like lettuce or
Point of
nuts.
order.
Yes, Delegate of UK.
The delegate would like to point out the constant use of personal pronouns and gross usage of unparliamentary language by the delegate of Suriname.
Well noted, Delegate. Delegate of Suriname, continued usage of unparliamentary behavior and language will result in further actions.
Fine.
Delegate of China.
The delegate of China would like to start a motion to censure the delegate of Suriname.
That is in order, delegate. Delegate of China, you will now be given 30 seconds as to explain to the committee why the delegate of Suriname has to be censured.
The delegate of China would like to remind the committee of the large amount of disruption caused by the delegates' random, unrelated speeches and repeated use of repeated use of unparliamentary language. The delegate believes that without firm action, the delegate of Suriname will waste valuable time of the international committee and hence should be censured.
Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of Suriname, you now have 30 seconds to defend your position.
The delegate of Suriname apologizes to the committee but does not think that such strict action is necessary. The delegate believes that the crime committed is not comparable to the punishment he will receive.
Delegates, the committee will now enter voting. All those in favor of censuring the delegate of Suriname? All those against? This motion passes. Delegate of Suriname, you are now censured by this committee. You may not speak and you may not be recognized for a period of 10 minutes. Delegate of Mexico, your period of censure has elapsed. You may now speak in committee. The floor is now open to any points or motions. Yes, Delegate of the Russian Federation.
The delegate of the Russian Federation would like to suspend formal debate and enter into an unmoderated caucus for 15 minutes.
Delegate, the dais strongly urges you to reduce the time by 5 minutes.
The delegate of the Russian Federation agrees with the chair and would like to start an unmoderated caucus for 10 minutes.
Delegates, this motion is in order. Are there any other points or motions on the floor? Yes, Delegate of Mexico.
The delegate of Mexico would like to suspend formal debate and start a moderated caucus for 10 minutes on whether pizzas are good for us in the first place, setting 2 minutes per speaker.
Yes, Delegate, this motion is in order. Are there any other points or motions on the floor? Seeing none, this committee will now vote on the unmoderated caucus. Delegates, all those in favor? All those against? This motion clearly passes. This committee is now in unmoderated caucus. Thank you, Delegate of the Russian Federation. Delegates, this unmoderated caucus has now elapsed. Please return to your seats.
Are there any points or motions on the floor? Yes, Delegate of China.
The delegate of China would like to start a motion to introduce the draft resolutions.
Yes, Delegate, that is now in order. By the chair's discretion, this motion has passed. The draft resolution is now introduced. The floor is open to the sponsors. Yes, Delegate of India.
Thank you, Chair. This resolution states that freedom is a fundamental right of every citizen in the world, and so is freedom of pizza toppings. Everyone clearly has a different taste, so let everyone exercise that right. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. Are there any points of our motions on the floor?
Delegate of Suriname, your period of censure has elapsed. You may now participate in committee.
Yes, Delegate of UK.
The delegate of United Kingdom would like to move a motion to start amendments into the draft resolution.
Delegate, that is now in order. We will now enter voting. All those in favor of introducing amendments to this draft resolution? All those against? This motion passes. Delegates, please send in any amendments in writing to the dais. Okay. The dais has received some amendments. We will start with the one from the delegate of Suriname. The delegate wishes to rephrase the sentence in clause 4.2. Are the sponsors okay with this amendment?
The delegate of India agrees.
Delegate of China agrees.
Seeing that the sponsors agree with this amendment, it is friendly and it is in order. There's an amendment from the delegate of Mexico adding a clause 6.9 stating urges all countries to understand that pizzas are truly horrible. Are the sponsors in agreement with this amendment?
The delegate of India does not support this amendment.
Since a sponsor does not agree with this amendment, it is treated as unfriendly. We now enter voting. All those in favor of this amendment, please raise your placards. All those against? This amendment is clearly not in order. There are no further amendments noted for this resolution. The dais is now looking for any points or motions on the floor. Yes, Delegate of Mexico.
The delegate of Mexico would now like to enter into voting procedure for the resolution.
That is in order, Delegate. All those in favor of beginning voting procedure on this draft resolution, please raise your placards. All those against? This motion clearly passes. The vote is sealed. The chair requests all logistics, press members and external teachers to leave the room. Logistics, please seal the room from the outside until the vote is over. China?
Yes.
United Kingdom?
Yes.
Suriname?
Yes with the rights.
Russian Federation?
Yes.
Republic of India?
Pass.
Mexico?
Abstain.
Delegate, you cannot abstain since you said you were present in voting.
No.
The first round of voting is over. Delegate of Suriname, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. The delegate of Suriname voted yes for this resolution because it will make pizza lovers worldwide happy and it is a great step ahead to worldwide peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of India, we're now back to you for your vote.
Yes.
Okay, this resolution clearly passes with 5 against 1. Clapping is in order, delegates.
Are there any further points or motions on the floor? Yes, Delegate of China.
The delegate of China would like to move to adjourn session.
That motion is now in order. We will have a vote. All those in favor, please raise your placards. All those against? Delegates, since this committee is in a stalemate, with the chair's discretion, this motion passes. The session is now adjourned. Thank you, delegates.